Let's be honest, buying games now feels risky. Some are worth every cent, others feel like regret after 10 hours. Today, I'm breaking down 14 PS5 games that actually earn their full price.
You're still that same child I knew. Helpless. Like the night I killed your father. You want revenge? Show me.
This one caught a lot of people off guard. Sifu. It's not even full price, yet the value here is unreal. You play a kung fu student hunting the 5 assassins who killed your family. But every time you die, you age. Die too much, grow too old, and the run ends permanently. No mercy. The combat is where Sifu shines. This isn't button mashing. It's timing, positioning, parries, and pure muscle memory. You'll fail a lot, but when everything clicks and you clear a level flawlessly, it feels incredible. Replayability is baked in. Difficulty options, scoring systems, unlockable skills, alternate paths, and free post-launch modes keep pulling you back. The art style is stylish, the animations are sharp, and the soundtrack hits hard with every punch. Sifu respects your skill and your time, and that's why it earns its price. But if mastering brutal combat sounds exhausting, the next game doesn't test your reflexes, it tests the end of the world.
But everything was so nice and quiet, and so I told him that maybe it was over. Come on.
This is one of those sequels that completely outgrows its original. A Plague Tale Requiem is darker, bigger, and far more intense. You're back with Amisha and her brother Hugo in plague-ravaged France, except the real horror isn't the sickness. It's Hugo's connection to massive swarms of flesh-eating rats that fear light and obey him. The scale is immediately larger. Bigger environments, smarter stealth, more tools, and moments where everything collapses at once. You're lighting fires to hold back oceans of rats while soldiers close in from every side. What makes this worth full price is the presentation. The performances are incredible, the music hits hard, and the story is genuinely heartbreaking. And technically, it's wild. Thousands of rats reacting in real time. Your console is working overtime. It's a complete emotional experience that absolutely earns its price. And if medieval horror felt heavy, the next game jumps straight into a much darker future.
I gotta ask, what's the most important thing in life?
Good morning,
Pastor, come on! This one needs no hype. Cyberpunk 2077 earned it the hard way. The launch was rough, everyone knows that, but years of updates completely changed the game. The Ultimate Edition bundles the full experience with Phantom Liberty, and on PS5, this is how Cyberpunk was always meant to feel: smooth, sharp, and stunning. Night City is unreal, a dense, neon-soaked world packed with side quests that feel handcrafted, not filler. You're V, a mercenary with a ticking clock in your head and Johnny Silverhand riding shotgun. The RPG depth is finally there. Cyberware builds, hacking, gunplay, stealth, every playstyle feels valid. And your choices actually stick. Phantom Liberty pushes it even further. Spy thriller tone, new district, Idris Elba, and reworked systems that fix the game's biggest flaws. This isn't a comeback, it's a redemption story done right. And what comes next proves that sometimes a remake can be even better than the original.
USG Ishimura, this is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kellyan responding to your distress call.
This is the gold standard for how remakes should be done. Dead Space wasn't remastered, it was rebuilt from the ground up. You're Isaac Clarke, an engineer trapped on a mining ship infested with necromorphs, and headshots won't save you here. You cut limbs, manage panic, and fight to survive, One bad decision can end a run. The changes matter. Isaac now speaks, adding emotional weight. The Ishimura is fully seamless, no loading screens, full backtracking, new side stories that reveal how the crew fell apart. On PS5, it's brutal in the best way. Haptics make every weapon feel different. 3D audio means you hear things crawling in the walls before you see them. Combat is tighter, zero-G sections are reworked, and resources stay painfully scarce. It's tense from start to finish, with real replay value through New Game Plus. And if this is terror in space, what comes next trades steel corridors for something far more twisted.
We got a lot to answer for! Won't you help me, son?
This is the Souls-like that finally earned the comparison. Plenty of games chase Dark Souls. Lies of P actually gets there. You play as Pinocchio, but not the fairy tale version. This is a twisted Belle Epoque nightmare where puppets have gone insane and the world is rotting from the inside. Combat feels incredible. Perfect guards, tight dodges, stamina management, all dialed in. The weapon system is the real hook. Swap blades and handles to create entirely new movesets that actually change how you play. Boss fights are outstanding, fair, brutal, and brilliantly designed. The kind that punish mistakes, but reward mastery. Beating one feels earned, not lucky. It's meaty too. 30 to 40 hours, multiple endings, and real New Game Plus value. Your choices, including when you lie, affect outcomes and characters. The world design is bleak and beautiful. Interconnected areas, smart shortcuts, and storytelling baked into the environment. If you've been waiting for a Souls-like that truly stands on its own, this is it. And the next one, it doesn't borrow From Software's style, it rewrites it.
Augmented human C4621 has awakened.
This is From Software, reminding everyone they make way more than Souls games. Armored Core 6 is fast, brutal, and absolutely phenomenal. You're a mercenary mech pilot dropped into corporate warfare on a dying planet. This isn't slow, methodical Souls combat. It's high-speed chaos. Boost dashes, aerial dogfights, missile storms, energy blades. Every fight is about momentum and precision. Customization is the real addiction. Legs, cores, generators, boosters, weapons, hundreds of parts. A lightweight speed build feels nothing like a heavy tank or long-range sniper. One change can completely redefine how you play. Missions are built for replayability. Hit a wall, change your loadout, rethink your approach, go again. The game expects experimentation. The story goes harder than you'd expect. Corporate greed, AI consciousness, moral choice, with multiple endings shaped by your decisions. If you love games that reward mastery and experimentation, this one earns every hour you put into it. And if you enjoy games that actually justify their price tag, you're in the right place. Because next up, things get loud. Chaotic, co-op loud.
Together for managed democracy!
Together for victory!
Together for liberty!
Together for liberty!
Together, they fight for freedom. Will you?
This one dropped with zero warning and instantly took over gaming. Helldivers 2 went from "what's this?" to 12 million players in 3 months. And yeah, the servers barely survived. You're a Helldiver, spreading managed democracy across the galaxy. Squad-based third-person shooting, friendly fire always on, and absolute co-op chaos. If your teammate doesn't accidentally kill you, are you even playing right? Every mission is controlled disaster. You're calling in airstrikes, turrets, supply drops, even mechs, while dodging your squad's orbital lasers.
Because yes, your friends will wipe the team repeatedly. The live service model actually works here. New enemies, weapons, planets, and stratagems roll out constantly. The galactic war is community-driven. When new factions appear, the entire player base mobilizes. It feels alive. Combat is pure satisfaction. Heavy recoil, explosive physics, ragdoll chaos. Watching someone get launched by their own airstrike never gets old. And at $40, no pay to win, everything earned through play. Just skill, teamwork, and glorious chaos. From bullets and bugs to spells and sorcery.
Magic, both beautiful and powerful, binds together our long history. That common bond we share is the legacy of Hogwarts. Now it is time to add your own story to these hallowed halls and, quite possibly, shape the future of the wizarding world.
This one had impossible expectations and somehow met them. Hogwarts Legacy is the wizarding game fans waited decades for. You're a fifth-year student in the 1800s with access to ancient magic. No chosen one prophecy, just raw power and a world reacting to it. A goblin rebellion brews, secret surface, and the wizarding world is yours to explore. Hogwarts itself is the star. Hidden passages, living portraits, talking ghosts, shifting staircases, it all feels alive. Step outside and you've got Hogsmeade, the Forbidden Forest, and vast countryside to roam. Combat is surprisingly deep. Chain spells, juggle enemies, weaponize the environment, and unleash ancient magic when things get ugly. It's flashy, tactical, and never dull. Content-wise, it's stacked. Main story, side quests, relationship arcs, secrets everywhere. 70+ hours if you dive in. This isn't just fan service. It's a proper RPG set in a world people love. And next, things get far more strategic.
I saved you. And I'm here to save you again.
This one didn't just win awards, it reset expectations. Baldur's Gate 3 is what happens when an RPG refuses to play it safe. You wake up with a mind flare parasite in your head. You're not a hero yet, you're a ticking time bomb. Find a cure or become the monster. The freedom here is ridiculous. Talk your way out, lie, threaten, sneak, fight, or do something completely unhinged. Stack boxes, break quests, throw enemies off cliffs. The game expects creativity. Your character is entirely yours. Classes, races, backgrounds, choices. Everything shapes how the world reacts to you. And your companions? They're not sidekicks. They're flawed, emotional, and unforgettable. Yes, romance is very much on the table. The writing is elite, funny, dark, philosophical, often all at once. Decisions ripple forward in ways you don't see coming. One playthrough can hit 80 hours. Then you realize you barely scratched the surface. This isn't just a great RPG. It's one of the best games ever made. And next, things trade swords and spells for pure speed.
Right at the heart of this list sits something special. Gran Turismo 7 isn't just the best racing game on PS5, it's in a league of its own. This is a love letter to cars. Hundreds of licensed vehicles, laser-scanned tracks, and the GT Cafe mode that quietly teaches you automotive history while you race. You're not just unlocking cars, you're learning why they matter. The PS5 immersion is unreal. DualSense lets you feel tire grip, road texture, and weight transfer. Adaptive triggers fight back under heavy braking. It stops feeling like a controller and starts feeling like a steering wheel. Customization goes deep. Liveries, tuning, suspension, gear ratios. Obsess over every detail, or just jump in and drive. Both playstyles work. Online sport mode keeps things clean and competitive. Fair matchmaking, real penalties, and constant events keep it alive years after launch. And that's the crazy part. It's still growing. Few games age this well. This isn't just racing, it's the definitive driving experience. And next, speed gives way to survival.
This is how you remake a classic. Resident Evil 4 Remake didn't just update a legend, it perfected it. You're Leon S. Kennedy, sent to a remote village to rescue the president's daughter. The locals aren't zombies, and they're a lot smarter than before. Movement is modern, combat is tighter, but the tension never lets up. Ammo is scarce, enemies swarm, and every encounter demands smart positioning and quick decisions. New mechanics elevate everything. Parrying adds clutch moments. Stealth is expanded. Crafting keeps pressure high. And Ashley is finally useful, not annoying. That iconic village fight? Still legendary. Now, even more intense. With New Game Plus, mercenaries, multiple difficulties, and unlockables, replay value is massive. This isn't nostalgia. It's the definitive way to experience Resident Evil 4. And next, the scale explodes.
What happened to this place?
It was Sephiroth.
It can't be. He wants to finish what he started and rule over the planet.
Bronze medal goes to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and this is where the remake truly explodes. Cloud and the crew are finally out of Midgard, chasing Sephiroth across a massive open world. Huge regions, meaningful side quests, mini-games everywhere. This feels like classic Final Fantasy unleashed. Combat is a huge step up. Fast, real-time action mixed with deep strategy, party switching, and synergy abilities that reward smart teamwork. Every character plays differently, and it never gets stale. The sheer scope is wild. 40 to 50 hours for the main story, and easily double that if you dive into exploration, Queen's Blood, chocobo racing, and relationship quests. Production values are insane. Stunning visuals, legendary music reimagined, and performances that bring these characters to life. This isn't just a remake, it's a bold reimagining that takes risks and commits to them. 2 games left, and both absolutely earn their price tags.
The killer left the heart next to the body. This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual.
Our runner-up is Alan Wake 2, and this is Remedy at their absolute peak. 13 years after the original, they didn't just make a sequel, they made something unforgettable. You're playing 2 characters across 2 realities. Saga Anderson, an FBI agent investigating ritualistic murders in Bright Falls, and Alan Wake, a writer trapped inside the dark place for over a decade. Their stories bleed into each other, reshaping reality itself. This is survival horror done right. Limited resources, brutal encounters, and light as your main weapon. But it's also a detective thriller, with Saga's mind place letting you piece together clues on a supernatural murder board. The presentation is unreal. Live-action sequences, incredible performances, and yes, a full musical number in a horror game. And somehow, it works perfectly. The storytelling is pure Remedy. Meta-narratives, reality bending, and deep connections to Control and the wider Remedy universe. This game demands attention and rewards it. Add a 15 to 20-hour campaign plus 2 major DLC expansions, and the value is undeniable. Alan Wake 2 isn't just one of the best horror games ever made, but there is one game that edges past it.
Scout log. Biomes depicting themselves. Found a technology I've never encountered before.
And taking the top spot, Returnal. This isn't just a game, it's a test of skill. You're Celine, trapped in a brutal time loop on an alien planet. Every death resets everything. The world changes, only you get better. Combat is pure bullet hell chaos. Perfect dodges, evolving weapons, insane boss fights. Fast, punishing, and unbelievably satisfying. But beneath the action is psychological horror. You're Celine, trapped in a brutal time loop on an alien planet. Every death resets everything. The world changes, only you get better. The story is cryptic and it sticks with you. PS5 features elevate everything. Haptics, adaptive triggers, 3D audio. You feel every second. Returnal isn't for everyone, but if it clicks, it's one of the most unforgettable experiences on PS5.
And that's it. 14 PS5 games that actually earn their price. No filler, no regrets, just games that respect your time and money. Which one are you jumping into first? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. If this helped, a like goes a long way. Subscribe for more lists that cut through the noise. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.